And we are live! Woo!
All right, everybody, welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And we have Elspeth, the painting healer, on with us today. Elspeth, how have you been doing?
I've been well. It's great to see you again.
That's good to see you too. How has your channel been doing? Because I know again, what you do is very different than what anybody else is doing, and I think it's intriguing. How's it been translating for the audience?
Yeah, the audience is coming along with this wild ride with me. I bounce around from doing horror to missing persons to politics. I mean, I like to just go where the energy is. I don't stay in one box too much. I approach it more like as an artist. As an artist, I'm interested in like what has the most sparkly energy coming from it, whether that's sinister or beautiful. I'm interested as an artist, so it's been going well, and I'm just a few subscribers away from 7,000. So that's
nice.
Right on.
Hopefully we get you there. So for the folks watching, check out the Painting Healer is your YouTube channel. So give it a subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get a notification from YouTube. Hit all, not custom, not none, hit all, so you know when a video comes up. Then you can decide if you want to go watch it or not. Don't let YouTube decide for you. What frequency are you putting videos out these days?
Frequency?
Oh.
A couple times a week. Okay. That's mainly because I have a ton of private readings that I am doing.
Oh, right on.
Good.
Yeah. So I do a few readings every single day and then on top of that, I post onto YouTube. But I think that's why I'm trying to focus on quality over quantity in both regards. Like I don't want to burn myself out in either way. The last thing you want is a bad reading. I like to think about what would it be like if you had like a terribly bored psychic, like a checkout chick who was just like, next. Oh, yeah. Sure that like my energy is clear and that like all systems go, which can mean that I only post a couple times on my channel. But check out your horoscope for the month and let me know if it resonates at all. That was yeah.
Now, by the nature of the way you do your readings for people and occasionally an interesting subject, does that mean you don't live and die in the news cycles, keeping abreast of all the stuff that's going on, and you can actually do other things with your life?
Yeah, well, I feel like the news cycle's been getting a bit tired lately. Like how much can you ask when he's going to kick the bucket or when is the war going to...
So many Trump health readings that you can do in a month, right?
Yeah, I almost feel like every time someone asks when he's going to kick the bucket, he gets another boost of energy.
Yeah. God, like Rasputin.
Yeah. So I've, I started a little series on doing psychic sketches on the Nancy Guthrie case. I was in that because I feel like it covers quite a lot of ground. I feel like it does go into Epstein and it does go into politics. There's like a lot of tendrils to that one. And then every few weeks it pops up back in the news. So but I'm just kind of like, I feel like a surfer out in the waves. Like, what's good? Where's the wind coming?
What are you looking up there?
I'm going to post your link up, so I'm doing it on my phone. Take over.
Oh, okay. So, we were chatting the last time we did the live. You kind of figured out you had these gifts at a fairly young age. You were like 8 years old-ish.
Right. Yeah, 8 years old is when I realized that not everyone else has it.
I mean, and that to me that's so fascinating because you just assume everyone else has the same abilities that you have, and then at 8 you kind of start to figure out, hey, wait a minute, why do people look at me kind of funny when I say these things? Did you find that people were accepting of that, or did you find that, because I know back in the 70s, if a kid was different, that was fodder for picking on them.
Yeah.
And
Well, I was picked on. Yes, I was picked on. But then halfway through high school, it's like those things that I was picked on for became a little bit cool. So no one could quite figure out which group I was having lunch with, so I became mysterious. Little did they know I was eating lunch by myself in the art room. But I started to own it, in my teenage years, and I think joining a rock band certainly helped. So it was like, even if she is a total dork, like, oh, but she can play guitar, so like, whatevs. She gets.
That's so funny, because Dave was really encouraging his son to play guitar at one point, because it doesn't matter necessarily how you conduct yourself outside of it. If you play guitar, people look at you like you're really cool.
Like, oh, I can write poetry. Oh, what a dork. But I play it with an electric guitar. Oh, that's...
Yeah, there you go. Now that's right. That's someone I want to hang out with.
I've been trying to post the link to her channel, and it won't let me. I don't know what setting we have on this thing.
Wah, wah.
But, that's all right. Painting Heal. I've got a website as well. I don't know if that'll work easier, but that's elspethtremblay.com. So
this would be the benefit if we weren't in the same spot. I go over to my laptop and bang that sucker in there and then post it in there. We'll put something in the description for this video with that as well, and I'll put it up on the post page where we advertised that.
Mystery going. Who was that crazy woman with the accent?
Do you find that I don't know if you've gone to any reunions or anything like that? I would think that if you were to like bump into people or go to a class reunion, you're the type of person where people are like, I always wondered what happened to Elspeth. Whatever happened to Elspeth?
Or do they go, who are you? I don't remember.
No, she was mysterious and she played the guitar. Of course they knew who she was.
I feel like I'm doing the exact same things that I was when I was 14 or even 12. 12 is when I really sort of like came into my powers. I got my first band. I started like really getting into tarot. I was painting a lot. Only thing now is it's a little trickier to climb trees now, but I would still do it if I... The trees got smaller. Yeah, I've never been to a reunion, and like, let's keep it that way. I did not enjoy school at all. It was brutal. I was so bad at sports and math, and I feel like that was just like the most important things at school at that time. So yeah, school was pretty hard. I went to a... Sorry, what were you saying?
Did you like sports in school?
Yes.
Were you good at math?
Yes.
Same here.
Well, I enjoyed math until like 8th or 9th grade, and then I just the math, whatever math gene I had, went dormant for about 4 years.
The arithmetic.
And then once I got back into college, all of a sudden my math gene turned back on again.
Basically, what we ran into is 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, we did not have good math teachers. And that's when you're learning algebra, geometry, trigonometry, and algebra 2.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it was brutal.
Yeah, it was. It's funny because calculus was easy.
Oh, that's interesting. I
had lousy calculus teachers too. I had to take it 4 times before I finally got an A in that course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but yeah, to your point, doing well in sports made you socially acceptable. Doing well in math was a sign that you were a smart person. You know, yeah, I can see where you might have struggled a bit because what you start getting into is a very tight group of people. The creative arts people, which is a very tight knit family, but not a very high population family, if you will.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, my parents are both artists. Like it's in my family, But yeah, the math thing. I was good at algebra, and I think that's because it's kind of visual. But I'm sure that if I went for a diagnosis, I'd be a candidate for, being on the spectrum or something, because I have laser focus when it comes to things I'm interested in, and then anything I'm not interested in, I can't even learn it. It goes right through.
And I get that. I totally get that. I think that's a maturity thing. I find I'm the same way now. If I'm, and Dave's the same way. If we're really fascinated with something, it's dig, learn, and try and immerse yourself. And if you don't have an interest, it's just like, I don't have the time of day for that. I got other things that I want to do with my time.
Totally. May I ask, when are your birthdays?
August 14th.
Did you guys look at each other, like, to check?
I wasn't sure if we were born on the same day or not. We were awfully young when it happened.
Probably do we tell her? Do we tell her the year? August 14th.
You're not going to give her the year, huh?
No.
You'll have to guess that.
Sure, exactly.
Yeah, we got a birthday coming up.
Oh, that's exciting. Do you have big plans? Is it a milestone birthday?
Last year was. This is 1 year past the milestone birthday.
Okay.
Yeah, do we have any plans this year? I don't think we do.
No, I was actually my plans. I'm going up to Canada the week before our birthday. My son and I are going to fly up. We're going to go see Rush in concert over in Toronto. And I contemplated whether I would stay up there through my birthday or not, because we're visiting friends. But it was going to be a long trip if we did that. So it's like, yeah, you know what? We'll just we'll go up there just before. We'll celebrate it up there, and then we'll come back and celebrate it.
I lived.
You're a couple years older than me by the time you're done celebrating.
I know, right?
I lived in for a couple of years, and my recollection of summer was like it was really hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, they're right on the water. You could go hang out by the bluffs, and they have a beautiful, huge park. And I'm sure wherever you're spending your birthday, as long as it's not in the southern hemisphere, you'll be in for good weather.
Yeah, that's true, right?
I just don't want a heat dome like the East Coast has had. How did you survive your heat dome over this weekend?
Brutal. And I had to pause my readings too, because I felt like my brain was being cooked like a noodle soup. That was a new experience too. I haven't tried doing readings during a heat wave, but I was like, no, nothing good is going to come out. So, yeah, I just pivoted and I did some painting where all I had to do was just listen to music and just paint. I paint a lot of landscapes or seascapes. I'm obsessed with painting water. I think I might actually be walking right into making an oracle deck without meaning to.
Nice.
I'm collecting quite a few paintings that pretty soon I'll have enough to do an oracle deck.
Nice.
Just like all the different, modalities of water. So that's what I do in between readings to just clear my mind, because, if I'm painting a portrait, I can't help but get like all the stories and information, and it's like too busy. So doing some nice relaxing landscapes instead. That's what I did during the heat wave.
Yeah. So we've got 250 people in the room. Thank everybody for joining us. Elspeth had a suggestion for what we were going to read on today, and I'll let her introduce it. And her inspiration.
I'm pretty sure that if I did a portrait of this person, it would be just like painting a nice breezy landscape, just like vines. Have you guessed? I thought we should probably check in and do a psychic sketch of Mitch McConnell, see if he's still with us.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to do a meditation before I do a painting for maximum effect, because I get a lot of visions with my eyes closed first, and then when I'm painting it, then it's like the words come through and I'm able to explain what I saw. So yeah, I got some visuals for Mitch. Shall we start? Would you like me to start painting?
Yes,
Absolutely.
And you guys can pull a card or something while I'm doing it. So I'm going to exit the frame for just a moment while I reposition my camera.
Okay.
I'll meet you back on the page in just a moment.
All right, we'll hide you from that so that you can now sneak off. Nobody can see you. Oh my! Look at that.
Who knew you could see what was going? Oh my God! Now we're sideways.
I had no idea she had posters like that on her
Oh
walls.
my goodness. All right. So Mitch McConnell. You know what's interesting, and we were kind of talking about this before we went live. That's part of the reason why we're a little bit late. There's other reasons, but
we were at Mom's house cleaning up, and it just couldn't get out the door.
yeah.
And then he had to go to drop some dead paint off. At
Yes.
the dead paint store.
And the guy in front of me decided the guy at the hazardous waste facility was his long lost best friend they hadn't seen for 20 years and was carrying on this lovely conversation, which normally I wouldn't mind, except that I'm looking at the clock realizing I've got 15 minutes to get home and get everything set up. But what was interesting to me was Mitch McConnell's wife.
Yes.
Okay, so now she was in China. She was in China. You know, she was.
Now, to set the stage, she left for China about 2 or 3 days before the incident.
The health event.
So she was over there. It was for charity events, and she was meeting heads of state, basically.
Yes. And Mitch has his event. And it's not like she really rushed back home. The rationale was, well, you know, basically me coming home wasn't going to change the outcome of what was happening.
His condition, as she framed it, was like the condition wasn't like it didn't warrant me coming home, which is like, wow.
Yeah,
You know,
there's a loving couple right there, folks.
all right. So now one of the things we know, let's get Elspeth back on here. One of the things we know is that we know Mitch McConnell purportedly had a heart attack. The 911 call came out. It was first thing in the morning for like an unresponsive male who had had a heart attack. So EMTs went out to the house and performed CPR on him. I've shared in the past that one summer I did volunteer work at Kaiser Hospital near our house. And this is when I was thinking I was going to go into medical school. And I performed chest compressions on an 80-plus-year-old woman who came in. She ended up passing, but I was doing chest compressions before they hit her with the paddles. And I totally understand when you're doing chest compressions, you can break ribs. And when you're 80-plus years old and you're frail, and it's just like, here's your options: broken ribs or dying. That's pretty much what you had going on there. So, you know, they're going to be doing work on McConnell when and they did chest compressions when they got there. Epistemic, who's the guy with the PhD in physical therapy and 14 years experience, he puts out a number of shorts. He puts out 2 shorts a day. He's been doing the McConnell Watch for the last couple of weeks. He was reporting a video where they showed that they had loaded McConnell into the ambulance and he's barefoot, which would indicate that he hadn't even gotten out of bed and gotten dressed in the morning. They found him like that. The second thing he noted was he was watching the EMTs handling the situation. You know, McConnell's in there and they're talking and such, but there's no urgent movements. There's no shouting. The energy, as he described it, is very methodical. This is not a group of people who are dealing with the situations like, we better get this guy to the hospital fast because every second counts. This is the mannerisms of people like, you know what, this is out of our hands. You know, pretty much this guy's dead. And there's no reason to race to the hospital because he's still going to be dead when we get there. And
or it's, I slipped on a bar of soap in the bathroom. I'm okay, really. No, everything's fine. It's okay. If we have to go to the hospital, we can go. But
and it could be that he was in a coma or something like that. But if McConnell had a minor heart attack, then he'd probably be in recovery right now, and we'd know all about it. If he had a major heart attack and he's recovering from it, he'd be out of his facility in a recovery facility. He hasn't left in 3+ weeks.
yeah, and half of Congress hasn't heard from him, and the other half keep having 20-minute conversations.
3
with
people,
him.
two congressmen and a news reporter. Also, again, so if he had had a minor heart attack and it's like, it doesn't warrant me coming home, you heartless bitch.
Right.
If he had a severe heart attack and you didn't come home, you heartless bitch.
If he's dead and on a slab, you heartless bitch.
Well, it's kind of like, okay, well, you know, as from the movie Top Secret, let me know if the condition of Sergeant Kruger changes. Hangs up the phone. He's dead.
But yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if your spouse or your loved one, you got a phone call, oh, by the way, this person, you know, had a heart attack and the EMTs take him to the hospital. My first reaction is, get me the hell home. I don't care if they're stabilized and everything's hunky-dory. I'm coming home. There's nothing more important that I'm doing over here that's more important than being with the person you care about, the person you love.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in Canada for this Rush concert and I got a phone call saying Michelle had a panic attack, you're probably right. I'm probably not going to take the next flight home. I get a call that Michelle had a heart attack and she's in a coma. My ass is coming home. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, or she's had a heart attack, even a minor heart attack. I'm coming home.
Yeah,
Priorities.
So yeah, is it hangnail or is it on a slab type of a thing, right?
Yeah.
And the fact is, it's been 2 weeks and no one's seen or heard from him. 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay. Why don't you throw we'll throw it together.
Yeah. Come on, man.
That's right.
Well, Elspeth is painting.
What do we need to know?
So, can you?
Here, lots of sword.
I got a heart attack.
We gotta make off with as much as we can while we can.
Yeah, apparently they're changing the floors in his house.
Are they changing the floor?
They're changing the floor, and they had somebody that came up to look at the flooring.
maybe he slipped on a.
This reminds me of Scott Peterson after he allegedly killed his wife. He gets the Playboy channel or porn channels piped into the house.
I've got some lovely cards here.
Oh dear. Yeah, you're showing the corruption.
Yeah, I'm showing. Okay, we got to get away with as much as we can while people are in the dark or sleeping. We're going to get away with as much as we can. We have to control the messaging. We have to conserve our grip on power because there's a choice event coming up. And is it Bashir is the governor?
Yeah.
And he can he appoint someone or is it just an election?
Once upon a time, he was able to appoint him. A couple of years ago, the supermajority Congress in the state of Kentucky changed it that it would be a special election, or I think originally they were saying we get to appoint it, and then they changed it to a special election.
Yeah, so basically they want to keep control on power, they being the Republicans, because they don't want to give the voters a choice. And it's that low vibrational energy to support that agenda that the Republicans and MAGA have embraced. So what I've got right now is they're purposely keeping you in the dark, trying to get away with as much as they can.
Yeah, and I get the Three of Swords. This is the heartbreak betrayal. To me, this is the massive heart attack. This could already be that he's already gone through like the life review part here. With the Three of Wands and the Ace of Cups, it's almost like they have him connected to IV drips and things along those lines.
Yep.
And he might. I don't think he's in a coma. I think he's brain dead. I think the man is deceased, but they haven't made the decision yet to pull the plug on him for whatever reason. I've had a number of people who have nursing degrees sort of weigh in on it, and they say usually you need a flatline brain scan and then 2 doctors to agree in order to pull the plug on it. Plus, you got family members who can make that decision too.
Well, I would imagine his wife would be his primary medical power of attorney type of a thing, right? If they came to her and said, "Hey, look, the guy is in a coma. He's not expected to survive. He doesn't have much brain function. We've got him on life support."
Or imagine he has no brain function. We have him on life support right now. We'll let you know if anything changes. There's no reason to come back. He's
either going to die tomorrow or he's going to die next week.
Yeah. And she's going to go visit her people. And then, if she's visiting the vice president, gets a phone call, "Hey, we got brain function on your husband again." Okay, let me wrap up this meeting with the vice president and I'll schedule my return home. But yeah, no.
Yeah, why come home to a tossed salad when the salad's going to be the same whether I'm here or there? Hey, Cowboy Alf is on. Hey, Alf. Good evening.
All right.
All right. I am so interested to see what you got on that.
That's like the same look I have when I'm in airports looking around trying to figure out my flight is.
Is it upside down?
There you go.
Whoa. Hey, we just
rotate it counterclockwise 90 degrees.
No.
The other counterclockwise.
No, now he's in the southern hemisphere.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah. You might have been more accurate 180 degrees ago, but that's okay.
We're going to blow you up and we're going to shut up.
Yeah.
So he's getting blurrier and blurrier. I'm gonna meet you back. You can exit me out for a second and I'll meet you back. So
okay, hang on.
It's all of us again. Yay!
All right, so we got some comments in here.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Amy Sanders.
Hey. Someone in the chat said the senators are talking to for 20 minutes through a Ouija board.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
I've seen a number of comments like that, and it makes me chuckle every time I see that.
It's one of those jokes that really ages really well, actually. Yeah. no matter how many times you've heard it. Okay, Elspeth's back.
Is she back?
Yeah, they don't want to see us. Oh, don't remove
at
her.
the stage.
Yeah.
Oh my. There we go.
There he is. All right. Okay, Elspeth. You got to stay.
Yeah, so there are some things that I need to verify because I don't know what they mean. But, okay, so 1983. And also, I don't know what the symbolism of a pelican is. It was like a cartoon pelican. Anyway, I saw Mitch and he was reverting in age, and which tells me he's on the other side. Because you know how spirits
right.
They'll go back to a form of themselves that feels more handsome or beautiful when they were sort of in their peak. But I was seeing him walking through glass doors in like 1983. And I don't know what the pelican is. Maybe it's a sports reference. Maybe there's something to do with the team. I don't know what that is. But I would like to look that up. But he was doing life review. He is still attached to his body, but by a thread, and his body feels uninhabitable now. Like if he wanted to go back in his body and come back, like it would be just about impossible because it feels like his body's been degenerating, and he is brain dead. But that.
Well, hold on a second. Do we have audio? Rose Blue is saying that she doesn't have sound.
I can hear her.
I can hear her too, but Rose Blue is...
Rose Blue, you may need to refresh or jump out, then jump back in again.
Okay, clearly people are hearing. Pelican is the Louisiana state bird.
I don't think he's from Louisiana, though. He's from Kentucky. Pelican also describes the pouching around your neck when you've gained a lot of weight.
I think it looks like pelican does.
And I know that in 1983, looking at Wikipedia here, he was building his career. He wasn't in politics yet. 1993, I believe, is when he married Elaine Chao, because they've been married for 33 years.
Yeah, no, this was 1983.
Okay.
Something important that felt like an important timestamp for him. I don't know. Reagan was in power, wasn't he?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
maybe he felt inspired. I don't know, but he felt like he had done his part. He referred to the Orange Menace as an imbecile, which I thought was interesting language that I don't use. An imbecile. But that he had carried out his part in, it's like his spirit assignment was to be part of a cog that was for the overall benefit of like the growth of the United States. But he wasn't like one of the good guys, like one of the cheerleaders. He was part of the problem that leads to, like, part of the breakdown that leads to the breakthrough.
Yes.
And so he carried out his part proudly.
Joy.
Lucky us, right?
Yeah, he was not assigned to go through lots of spiritual growth and ascension, and he was not supposed to be any kind of Obama. He was supposed to be part of like someone that has addiction, and eventually out, and then the rest of their life is miraculous, but it wouldn't have been possible without that checkered past. So he was proudly part of keeping that checkered past on track. Yuck.
There was a great comment in there. 1983 was the Turtles reunion tour. Someone else has Stevie Nicks and the Pelicans were a thing in 1983, probably not related to the Turtle.
Well, Pelican has significant Christian references.
Oh.
According to AI, profound spiritual symbol of self-sacrifice, unconditional love, and resurrection. Ain't no hate quite like Christian love, I suppose.
Oh.
Often associated with Christ's sacrifice. It represents nurturing your community, trusting in divine timing, and weathering life's emotional storms with resilience, patience, and grace.
Well,
Or it could be somebody who eats
maybe
a lot of
was
fish.
it a reverse pelican?
Exactly, with pelican reverse.
What's funny is the pelican was a cartoon figure, which I don't usually see cartoons in my readings.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe he liked classic pickles.
I'm gonna have to look into what that was. Yeah.
So what else did you get?
It was pretty straightforward. It was pretty straightforward that his mission is complete. So I get that he is brain dead. I think we're gonna have an announcement in the next week. It's gonna be hard to like just keep it under wraps, like.
And that again, that would make sense, right? It's your soul doesn't need to stay in a brain dead body. You're literally, if they've got them on machines, the soul's not coming back.
It would just be just about impossible to inhabit that body, and it would be in a vegetative state, if that's the word. Like you can't just wheel him in and prop him up, although they would if they could.
Well, and that's just it, right? If McConnell had, and I want you to think about this from a not propaganda point of view, but a visual point of view. If McConnell had a minor heart attack or a moderate heart attack or something like that, and he was recovering, could you imagine the scene in the Senate when they wheel him back in, if they can wheel him back in before the Senate session's over? I could imagine there being a standing ovation for this guy who's put 40-something years in the Senate, had a heart attack, and he's back maybe one last time to do something with a gavel or something along those lines. I mean, it's a made-for-TV moment in American political history, and there's not even a hint of an indication like they want to do something like that in honor of his legacy.
Yeah, but I think it's a tell that his wife took a trip to
China.
Yeah, that just feels like getting your affairs in order kind of stuff. Like,
and maybe so. Someone asked if you were able to see when Mitch crosses over, if he's going to paradise or if he's going to someplace that might be a little hotter.
But by the indication he did what he was supposed to do, so he wouldn't be punished for that necessarily.
it feels very humid Yeah, it does feel bumpy and humid. It's not really not trying to get to heaven. He was not on that. It kind of feels karmic, like, when you have to pick up litter from the side of the road kind of thing. Like it's on assignment, and you'll be coming back to do more, like being part of the problem to be part of the overall solution. Like
Right.
he's that very well, kept that going. He didn't let his conscience get in the way, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because you come in with a mission that, okay, this is going to happen and this is kind of what you're signing up for. But I imagine that there is a high vibrational solution and a lower vibrational solution.
Right.
It's like a spectrum of how you can fulfill this job that you've been assigned.
Kind of like how Dear Leader could have been the outsider coming in, intimidating people with mean tweets and having them do things for the benefit of the country as opposed to the benefit of themselves.
Right.
Or you could just be a low energy thing and do everything really selfishly and blow it up that way.
Yeah. What you choose the way you want to blow it up, right? It's just I just kind of wonder if that was his mission. Fine, there was probably multiple ways to do it, and this was just the way he chose. And
it's still despicable. Like you don't get out for free. Like, you still have to pay it off. But there's an easy way to learn something the hard way, and some people choose the scenic route. But it played an important part in having a visual of what it looks like to sort of betray, to hypocrisy embodied, personified. That is a role that's important too. It's like when you're driving and you see a car crash and you're like, ooh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So that's interesting. The House of DC is beginning to be empty. They're putting in new flooring. Why are you putting in new flooring? Is it because there's something on the old flooring that's not coming out? Or, was the flooring part of the issue here? That just leads to so many questions.
I want to throw in that one too. Somebody put in a little comment after that. He started in Congress in 1983. According to AI, he started in January 3rd, 1985. Okay. So 83 is not going to be when he started Congress. He was setting himself up for that. But I'm curious, why are they changing the flooring in his house? Simple little throw. Page of Pentacles.
Time to get something different.
This is just, this to me is like, we're spending money to get ready to sell, Two of Cups, Queen of Swords. It's like, well, he's not coming back, right? It's like the flooring the flooring need to be changed anyways, and he was never going to do it. So now we have this opportunity to change the floors. So, can you imagine? Okay, so all the evil housewives out there.
In my house, that would be Laura putting a bidet and a Japanese soaker tub in the master bathroom.
Well, David, you were in a coma, so I figured you'd be okay with me putting hardwood floors throughout the house,
It just feels so insensitive and tasteless, but it's on brand, like on brand.
Yeah. Unless the flooring is what caused, he fell and bonked his coconut.
Well, and it might just be even with this spread, they were going to replace. This could be one of those just things, or they were replacing the flooring anyway, and the timing was such that, well, Dad's not in the house, so we might as well go in there. Or Elaine's like, my husband's not in the house, let's go in there.
Yeah, I just drew the Queen of Wands. We got lots of things to do.
Yeah.
To me, when I was seeing this, they're getting ready to sell the family house.
Yeah.
We don't need that townhouse in DC anymore. So let's get it ready for sale.
And again, it could very well be that this is something that he and his wife had already planned doing, and they're going to keep doing it, and it doesn't really matter what his input is.
Is that a shared residence, or is that just his residence while he's in session?
I don't know the
I,
answer.
th- I think because I think it's a townhouse in D.C. I don't know if he's got a because since he's from Kentucky, it's Kentucky, right? Not Tennessee. Yeah. Since he's from Kentucky, you would think he'd have to have a residence in Kentucky, right? This is in D.C.
Yeah.
Okay. And his wife's not in Trump's cabinet anymore, so
No.
she has no reason to be there, and probably wouldn't want to be around him anyway.
I don't, my gut feeling when I saw your cars is they're getting ready to sell it.
Yeah.
We don't need this anymore. He was going to quit, but to your point, he was going to quit anyways, so they were probably getting ready to prep it for sale to the next senator.
Go on, Elspeth.
Yeah. No, I was just in agreement with you as well. Like fresh coat of paint. You know, when something terrible has happened in the house, you want to like change the decor of the house so people can't Google it and be like, "Hey, isn't that where that horrible thing happened at that?" You know what I mean?
I have a condo that we're prepping. We just prepped for sale, and it should be going up for sale early next week. I had rented to a couple that did a lot of cooking with curry in it.
Oh.
And after they were there for 3 years, and after they had moved out, the house really smelt strongly of curry. And I've had the carpets cleaned 3 or 4 times, the walls scrubbed down with TSP, cabinets wiped down, and you just couldn't get rid of that musty curry smell. And that smell has been there in the unit for like 3 years after they've moved out and not been able to get rid of it. As we prepped it for sale, they've when they removed the carpets, the smell went away.
Yeah.
And again, these were carpets that were I forget the same master carpets. They're colored all the way through. It's not a dye on the outside and it's white on the inside. It's dyed all the way through. So you can wash them with bleach if you wanted to, but that smell doesn't come out. It could very well be for the senator. I don't think he was a smoker, although he looks like the kind of guy who would smoke. There's probably some funky smell in there that they need to get. Yeah, old person smell. Oh, geez, Gary, our audience is probably going to crucify us for that.
Our audience is not old; they're just
they're vintage.
They're seasoned.
Yeah, curry does get into everything. I like curry. I think curry is delicious, but after that, it's like, God dang. How do you tell somebody that they can't cook with strong smells? Yeah.
I'm just so glad that smoking isn't a huge thing. Although I hear that it's coming back, which is a terrible idea. But remember when you could write in and they would just have like a little curtain dividing smoking and non-smoking section, like as if that was going to do anything.
Or in a restaurant, they have a smoking section, non-smoking section, and you didn't have curtains.
I was in London back in the early 90s. We were there with mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I worked for an airline. And it was their first trip to London, and we were having a grand time. And my dad wanted to go have rack of lamb. And we went to this place, and we wanted the no smoking section. So they sent us upstairs. And there was a bar down below, and there was an upstairs, no smoking. But the smoke from the bar was coming up through the floor into the upper section of the restaurant. It was. I still remember to this day, 30 odd years later. It's just like, what's the point?
Yeah, totally. You would think the smoking deck would be on the top. Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
my first marriage, we honeymooned in Ireland and spent 3 days in London, and went to a couple of pubs. And it's like when you got done, you just wanted to burn your clothes. They made everything else smell like smoke.
It's not as bad now.
No, I don't think it is.
It's not as bad.
It was actually really handy for me as like a 13-year-old playing in pubs in a rock band. We played in pubs, and I was adventurous and I tried smoking quite young. I figured out I didn't like it quite young as well, thankfully. But like I'd come home reeking of cigarettes and beer, and I'd just be like, oh no, it's just people were smoking around me, and someone spilled beer on my coat, and I just feel like I got away with it.
Well, given the venues you're playing, it's completely plausible.
Elspeth, can I impose on you? Do you when you're your painting is your medium, do you also draw? Do you like do sketches and stuff like that?
Oh,
Do you,
yeah.
So is it the art of focusing on your art is what puts you in that sort of trans channel type of? Could you sketch Elaine Chow?
I was thinking the same.
Get a vibe on her, because let's face it, we're 45 minutes into it, and that's the most gossipy part. I mean, no, we want to know if McConnell's alive or not, but it's like, dude, your wife. What the hell?
Yeah, that was kind of my thought. Is what was Elaine Chow's energy? What was kind of her rationale behind this?
Interesting. Do you want me to do that like right now?
Yeah, if you got a pencil and a pad of paper and just.
All right, give me a second. I'm just gonna. I just need to get a little reference photo to look at. Just give me one tick, and I'll make sure.
So and we can read on Elaine Chow. I was going to ask her about that as well, because it's kind of those are the two main players, and we're kind of speculating like crazy on
that. Actually, that might be a fun midday reading for my channel. What the hell's wrong with you, woman?
Okay, so let's.
Because most of the, again, when we look at our demographics, 80% of our audience are women, and about 50% are 65 years and above, and probably 75% are 50 years and above. You're typically married. You've been married to a guy for a while, and you know how lousy men are about taking care of their health. And most of these women, to some degree, love their husbands, and they couldn't picture a scenario where they weren't rushing back to be at their husband's side if they fell ill. So it's like you look at this one, it's like, bitch, what's your problem?
So let's take a look. So Elaine Chow, what's the energy behind that? I got the Ace of Swords. There's just the truth. I mean, I'm not going to impact the current situation. Oh my!
Yeah,
and she's celebrating.
I get the wedding and the divorce card.
Choices.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh wow!
Oh Jesus! I totally know what's going on here with mine. When it came time for her to marry somebody, she could marry for money or for love.
She had a choice,
and she didn't choose love.
She wanted to be.
She chose money. Money.
That's funny because even the card underneath it was I've got there's a truth here. His legacy is sealed, or his health is sealed. You got the old man here on this. There's nothing I could do. He's old. This is something that's becoming, because he's had the freezing events. So it's not like his health was really great and all of a sudden he had a setback, right? I suspect that they knew that this day was coming, that they've been weighing their options about what treatments or what his health is going to look like, what his future is going to look like. And, at this point, the doctors are doing what they can to help him. There's not much, there's just very little that they can give him to improve this situation. But at the same time, it's like, right now I'm doing something important that is important to me and has a longer impact.
Look, I married this guy for his money and his power and influence. Money, and
star. If you want me to act outside of a trench,
I get that she could marry for money or she could marry for love, and she chose money.
Question.
She's never been married before.
Wasn't she the Secretary of Transportation?
Yes.
So, I think that's interesting that it wasn't just like she's a smart cookie.
She was, yeah, exactly. Her family was were shipping magnates in China. So she has a family history with shipping and such, which is probably why she got named in there. But that doesn't mean she was qualified for it. That's she got put in there, and the Trump administration certainly is known for nepotism and not necessarily
rewarding loyalty.
Exactly, not the best and the brightest. And that's the Senate Majority Leader's wife, and you're going to put her in your cabinet. It would make sense that it gets McConnell on board with what you're trying to do. But she was also the one of the few cabinet members that resigned after January 6th.
Yeah, what I got on my cards is that, hey, there's nothing I can do. The doctors are doing what they can. Me coming back's not going to affect anything. That's just that's very clinical matter-of-factness about it.
There were a lot of coins in there. I think
there were a lot of
I don't think she wanted to spend the money coming back.
Well, it's
non-refundable tickets.
I mean, pentacles could be money. It could be health. It's health, wealth, things of value. It's just, she didn't feel compelled. Bottom line, nothing I could do. Where are his kids? Behind the sofa. It's their favorite hiding spot.
I'm picking up a very diplomatic perspective that almost feels like a brand of spirituality. In that I'm not getting that she's can you see and hear me okay?
Yes, everything's fine.
Oh,
my computer's just going on low battery save mode. I've got a power supply in the other room, and Gary felt the need to go get it, even though I know exactly where it is. But that's the mother hen in him.
I'm actually getting, it's kind of weird because you want to be like, oh, these people are villains and stuff, but I'm getting like a radical acceptance of it and just like being very matter of fact and being like, well, everybody has their time, and when your time's up, it's up. And just like
I've got a question for you. There's speculation that Mitch McConnell was in what's referred to as a lavender marriage. Are you picking up anything on those lines that would indicate that this was not a
Can you explain what a lavender marriage is?
I'm assuming a lavender marriage is when a gay man is married to a non-gay woman. Or a gay person is married to a non-gay person.
Wait, you mean that she was his beard? Is that
somebody threw that out there?
Honestly,
the implication was McConnell was gay. Let's see.
I feel like if he was gay, he would take a lot more pride in his appearance.
Lindsey Graham.
I'm not picking that up, actually. I'm not.
Okay.
I say that as a gay person. I'm not picking that up. I think that they actually had quite a good rapport and more of a friendship. But yeah, it's funny. I'm not seeing. I feel like
it's almost like a partnership, huh? As opposed to a love. Love. I can learn to love him.
I feel like it's totally diplomatic and just like it was mutually beneficial for like. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned money, but I feel like she was, somewhat independent herself. But I feel like philosophically they were kind of aligned, even though it's totally distasteful to the rest of us. But I feel like they, the idea of sacrificing, I feel like Mitch felt like he was actually advancing his family lineage and like this was the best opportunity for him, and that he just did not let his conscience get in the way, even though it was it feels more materially and like methodically and just sort of a little bit robotic,
Okay. And I think that aligns with the reading I was having, because again, it was showing the Two of Swords. He had a choice, and one was like the King of Coins, and the other one was the Ten of Cups. The happy family. It's like you had a choice. You could have money, or you could have love. And it was the Three of Swords was the was a signifier card. It's like, all right.
There are no illusions here.
Yeah.
They weren't like romantics. No.
No.
I feel that he felt quite lucky to have her, and to her, I feel that it was, more like a little more calculated of like what made sense. Like she made sacrifices in her life, and she wasn't delusional about. It just seems more business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that would explain her lack of urgency to return.
I was just about to ask that. Does it provide you insight with the urgency or lack of urgency from her returning from China?
Yeah, it feels very much like if she was a state representative, like an ambassador of a country, like talking business, like shoring alliances and tying up loose ends, and very sort of. It feels like it's been a long time coming. This does not feel surprising at all, and so there's no like emotional shock or trauma between them. It feels like this is quite overdue, actually.
And it makes sense, right? Because he's been having health issues for several years now. Whether it's the mini strokes that he has where he freezes, like Gary's just like Gary's had a mini stroke, or he's fallen down. You see the bruising on his hands. His health has been in a downward spiral for years. So, she probably even intuited that he was on, he was going to be leaving fairly soon.
I think Elspeth's mad at us. Oh, there she is.
Hey, that was fun.
Elspeth left the chat.
That was pretty. I haven't done that before. That was fun.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. Two of you, like, double or nothing.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting from my reading was this, like, hey, the dots are doing what they can. This is, we've been seeing this coming for a while. Me coming home ain't gonna fix it. So I've got, and if their relationship is more professional, kind of a business arrangement, hey, I've got important things that I need to do over here. And once I'm done with that, then I'll come back here. Because it's not like I'm gonna hop on the table and do chest compressions on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So
dancing, like get the new ballroom dancing floor and right away he's gonna be back on his feet. No.
So, do you have any upcoming projects, lives, collabs that are coming up for you on your channel?
Oh, sure. I'm going to be talking with Sheila from Celtic Tarot on Monday.
Nice.
The power went out last night, so we weren't able to do the live last night. I'm going to be talking with Delissa Hawking this month. Have you heard of her?
No, I haven't. Who's that?
She's a 5th generation psychic. And I'm really excited because next month I'm going to be talking to Kelly White. If you haven't heard of her, she does regular collaborations with James Van Prague. So, I'm meeting more mystics, and I'm really having a good time comparing notes. I love hearing how other people go about their work. I'll be talking with Sam Herbert, the forensic detective psychic, and just adding more to my roster of fun people that I think the audience would enjoy. And
Nice.
That's about it. I'm just taking it intuitive day by day, like who should I read on next. I don't plan that out too much. I like keep my finger on the pulse a bit.
And I like the part that you don't have to focus on politics. You can hit anybody. You could do Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift if you so desired to find out what is up with you two in Madison Square Garden. There's speculation that maybe from mildly sarcastic people, but they see this as an album being dropped and then a movie being made, hitting the theaters to to coincide with this album showing off their wedding or something like that, like as a whole marketing thing.
I feel like there were way too many celebrities to be able to get away with that, like all the NDAs and stuff. I mean, that would be an amazing idea, but I feel like there are so many celebrities there that I think that would be really tricky, like.
Sure.
Because they would want to. Their side was captured, and I'm not.
Well, but would also be hard to keep that secret in that when you've got that big of a thing with that many people on there. How do you keep something like that under wraps? Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, we'll definitely know within 6 months to a year if that was true or not.
That's true. I wouldn't be surprised if she just wanted to have a good time. I mean, she's getting closer to 40 now, and like have herself a good old shindig and marry a nice strapping gentleman and like have a good time in between all the business. Like, I mean, she's a Sagittarius like me, so I feel like surely this girl wants to have a nice good party once in a while, like break out from cranking out all the hits. You gotta give yourself something to write about too. And that's the thing, though. Love can be the kiss of death for your songwriting.
Yeah, nothing like a good breakup to write a hit song, right?
Well, it's funny because I didn't notice that back in high school. We were like one of the English classes was reading the bios of the authors on the short stories or something. He's like, good Lord, did any of these people have a reasonable childhood?
Nope.
They're all beaten, their mothers died, their fathers burned alive. They were, growing out, living out of a hole in the sewer system, but they were an incredible artist. Like, my God.
That was actually the Tom Petty biopic, Running Down a Dream. He had met Bono from U2, and the two of them had kind of come to the conclusion that a lot of the really great artists had a mother that died too early, a dad that hated him, and Bono's comment to Petty is, and if you're really lucky, you have both. Because that's what Bono had to go through. Do you have anything coming up on your channel?
Do I have anything coming up on my channel?
Any Hogarth readings or?
Not. He hasn't reached out yet. I have got something on this calendar. Shauna and I are going to do a podcast on July 22nd. I just messaged her today. We're setting that one up. That'll be at 6 p.m. Pacific time on that Wednesday.
Yeah, and I think we got a donation. I saw Crystal Weatherby had thrown a donation
back over here.
I see Michelle's in the chat. Crystal, yay! Woo! Thank you, Crystal.
And again, for
Rose Blue.
the river tortoise. Okay, has the weather returned back to normal or to seasonal normals for you back there?
You just jinxed it. Yeah, it's beautiful today, but it's actually going to get hotter again towards the end of the week. But I don't think it's going to get to 100 like it did last time. But yeah, it's really beautiful today. It's gorgeous. I'm going to go for a bike ride. It's beautiful, but yeah, I feel like I don't want to suggest anything to the weather because it'll happen again.
I hear you. Well, less hydrocarbons in the atmosphere. That'll help too. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and sign off here. Elspeth, thank you again very much for joining us and for the bonus picture.
Yeah, thank you. I know. We sprung that one on her. We'll get the bill for that later.
That was really fun. I enjoyed it. And I guess we'll stay tuned for an announcement this week, shall we, from their residents?
Absolutely.
Oh, and I just wanted to plug. I ended up going on to Elspeth's site and doing signing up for a 5x7 painted watercolor, and I had sent her a picture of Michelle and myself. And last week we got the link to the channeled reading that she had when she was painting up the picture.
Ooh.
So the two of us sat down and watched that. So holding hands, be romantic.
Oh, she's off to find the picture.
Oh, she found something here.
Hey, there it is.
There we go.
It's not finished, but it's in progress right now. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. And was the reading on point?
Yeah, there was some really interesting stuff that was going on there. It was funny because one of the first things she started talking about was twin flames, and I've had other readers discuss Michelle and myself being like twin flames and doing stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I was using a twin flame candle. It happened to have twin flames, and I thought, oh, this is actually perfect. Yeah, well, this is funny because, I have, we haven't chatted about reading, but I was curious to know what, if any, relevance does Andy McDowell and the movie Green Card have?
That was, you mentioned that. And I think Michelle made the comment. I was like, wow, wasn't that a movie from like the late 80s, early 90s? I don't know. I'd have to go back and think about it because I've never seen the movie.
It felt like it was reference towards Michelle, and it felt sort of like a timestamp of like, during this period of time, what was happening to you there.
I think at that period of time, she was, because that's like, again, 1989, 1990. At that period of time, she was really cleaning up her act and getting ready for her future career. So just at a high level, when Gary and I were in high school, Michelle was having a very difficult time with her family life. Parents were divorced when she was a young age. Mom had mental health issues that were undiagnosed and untreated, but were also not known at the time.
Yeah.
And Dad was mostly absent, complaining about any money he had to give to the mother for child support, that type of thing. He's off doing his own thing. So she chemically sedated herself through high school and such, and was going out and clubbing and partying through the 80s. And I think right around that time point, she had an experience where some guy assaulted her, a boyfriend assaulted her, and she realized that if she stayed on that path, she would pass. And if she didn't clean up her act, she was going to probably die of violence. So she basically cleaned herself up, started getting ready to go to school. She was working, and she and I ran into each other in the back hallway at San Jose State University in the late spring of 1994, just before I was going to graduate school. And we chatted in the back stairwell for a couple of minutes, and I figured I would run into her again because I was going in that back stairwell on those days that I ran into her, and she was in that building too, and we just never crossed paths again. Which was just really weird. And then we didn't check in again until we were 50 years old. And I was going through a divorce at that point. So it was almost like are we doing this? No? Okay. See you in 20 years.
Exactly. How long have you guys been married now?
We've been married 2019. So coming on 7 years. 7 years. Just past 7 years.
That was for Elspeth's benefit. She was asking if our birthday was a milestone. And it was
anyways,
1 year removed from milestone. You can do the math now, Elspeth.
You got married, there was the pandemic, and then you really got to know each other.
Whether you liked it or not, right?
Oh, geez. It just...
that was the one thing with the pandemic. Laura and I got along famously through that. We were working at the dining room table, and everything was going great. It was nice because we used to work together at United Airlines, and it had been a long time since I had worked with her, and she was still the same worker that she was back then as she was, in 2020. And it was really nice to see her in action.
That's so interesting because I see a plane in your reading. Not that has anything to do with anything, but I really don't know much about you guys in your real life. So interesting to be like, oh, planes. Oh, there was a little plane in your reading over there.
Oh my.
For me, the lockdown, I got a divorce. It was like, oh yeah, no, we're not compatible. Nope.
That, you know,
A lot of people found out a
Yeah.
lot about their relationships during that time point.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Do you feel that, like, in some ways it feels like, oh no, I think that this was I feel like this was a theme in your reading, actually. Maybe that's what's coming up. But it feels like right now feels like sort of like an invisible pandemic. That sounds a little too abstract. Maybe I should just reel that back in. But it's like, you know, well, maybe it's just for us sensitive folks. You can feel like this energy, like it feels like something is going to change, like something is cracking, but you can't really see the evidence of it. And it
Yeah.
really reminds me of during the time of the pandemic where you walk outside and it's a beautiful day and it's like, but people are dying by the millions, you know? It feels like, to me, it feels like a slightly similar energy of like something is changing on a world scale, but you can't quite see it yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get that. I think I know where you're going with that.
Yeah. It's, yeah. And one of the things about the pandemic is I didn't really fully recover from the pandemic.
Yeah.
The Michelle and I, when we first started dating, we went out all the time. But the pandemic and you're locked in the house, it's like I don't like leaving anymore. It's really troublesome because that's not typically who I am. I'm a bit of an extrovert and a bit of an introvert. I get a lot of energy being around people, and it really spins me up. But there are times I just need to be left the heck alone to do that. Michelle's much more of an introvert. Being around people wears her out. I can gain energy from it. But during the pandemic and afterwards, that extrovert part of my personality really got shelved. Now we'll do something like Linda G and Mel had a thing happening like over the fall last year, and like a 2-3 day event, and I was there and I was loving it. You know, it's just out there, just circulating and talking with people there, and it feeds my extroverted side of my personality.
Well, I mean, the political climate's such that you kind of want to just put your head under the covers and hope it all goes away, right?
Because you just don't know how are we going to land on our feet with this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the hard part. It just feels, I don't see how the Lord of the Rings, there's a part where Sam's talking with Frodo in the movies where it's like, you know, it's like how do they win? How do the hobbits win? Where, you know, how do you get the happy ending out of this thing?
Yeah.
And I can't picture how the happy ending ends. I mean, I've heard how it ends. So the world's great and everybody helps each other out and all these borders come down and blah, 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 blah. Do we all die first before that happens? Because it looks like an absolute shit show out there.
Have so much extra land and everything because so many people have it's terrible. Yeah,
I guess we'll find. We signed up for this. I guess we'll find out, right?
All the astrologers are saying, "Oh, July, that's when everything changes," and I'm like, "How and when?" Like,
yeah, July, what year?
when a wave goes out and you can feel the undertow, but it's like, but I don't see anything. We're halfway through the month. No one's kicked the bucket. Like, we're still here. Like, how's it going to change so dramatically? I always feel hesitant about reading on the midterms because, like, I don't even want to know. Like, I just feel like it's going to be rigged. Like, don't even, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today because it was probably around this time last year or this time in 2024. Gary and I were really ramping up, you know, political talk. You know, things with midterms. This is right around the time I think Biden dropped out, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Kamala Harris came in. And
such a positive wave.
I mean, ultimately, we know cheating is going to happen. We know they're already starting it with the voter suppressions, the trying to get the SAVE Act passed. the January 6ers that he's pardoned. I was just thinking he's not going to try and use them again for January starting in Congress. He wants to use them sooner. He wants them around the polls at Democratic strongholds to harass voters there.
Yeah, and Elon just became a trillionaire. Like, he could buy countries. Yeah. So
there's a happy ending out there somewhere, right?
Can we sell Mars to him and send him off?
Yeah, exactly. Colonize that.
Okay, Elspeth. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I posted up in the I'll post up in the comments a link to Elspeth's page. So please do seek out the Painting Healer, and I've lost my link. Well, give her a subscribe, hit the notification bell to all so that you get updates on it. Again, she's doing stuff that nobody else is doing. Tarot card readers are a dime a dozen, right, Gary? But people that are painting and doing the channeling from the painting, there's only 2 people I know that are doing pictures.
Yeah.
And the other guy draws little stick figures.
Oh,
That's true.
I want to end by saying something positive, like, because we're talking like, how's it gonna happen, like this positive ending? Well, I know this for sure. Like, the horrors persist, but so do we. We're still here too, so we're ruining their dream too.
And I guess the other thing to look at it, as horrific as this is, it's been around for hundreds of years. It's just we are now getting a really good glimpse at something that's been in the shadows. And you get to find out, where do you fall on the spectrum of society? Do you care? Do you not care? If you care, you're going to do something about it. Yeah. That type of thing. You're going to find out who you are as a person.
It's the French Revolution, but with internet.
And not enough guillotines. I think I might have been around in the French Revolution. I don't think I was a very kind person.
Oh.
Off with their heads.
Right.
I paint my roses red after that.
That's right.
Okay, everyone. Thank you again for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next video stream. Take care,
folks.
Bye.